Welcome back, everybody. I am here with another episode of a Buffalo Trace honey finishing experiment. The honey has been sitting in there for 7 days now. We're on morning of day 8, and I'm going to unplug it, see how much has actually left the barrel, to go from there. I'm gonna rush it a little bit this morning since we are on our way to a flight here soon for our cruise. So I'll be gone for a week. After I test it, add any honey, replug it, and rotate it 180 degrees. So that way the air cavity up top have that bourbon sitting on it. So here I go, I'm gonna unplug it. Oh. Okay. So here's the cork itself. Go inside and see how far down until I hit honey. Okay. So it definitely has absorbed some. So I know it's kind of hard to tell. So when I initially filled this, just after I crested the bottom of this plug, there was honey there. It's not much further down, but it is noticeable. And when you apply that across the whole barrel, it actually shows that it's soaked up a decent amount. So now what I'll do, take whatever little bit is in here, very, very little. I will add this to it. And then I will probably have to go back to the other one and add that one to it. I think that's an air pocket. Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I actually don't think that that was an air pocket. I think that that was at the brim with the honey. So more than likely when I go ahead and put in the plug, the honey is gonna ooze out a little bit. So here goes the plug. Actually, no honey oozed out on that. What I'm gonna do now is get a wet paper towel, clean up all of the honey that's around the barrel that has been oozing out so far, rotate and let it sit there for a week while I'm gone. I just tried to flip it and I'm a little uneasy about how that's actually gonna go. I don't know. I don't know. What I did was took a piece of tape and taped across it. Seems to hold for now. I am a little bit worried about all of that pressure of the honey being on top of the plug, not just oozing out at that point, but at that point it would be like leaking out, and that's not what I want. I want it to ooze out naturally because the wood is kind of sucking up that honey and it's kind of pushing out the other side, whereas if it does come out of the plug, I feel like that would be more of a leak rather than an ooze. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it for the next 10 minutes before I have to leave. Hopefully I don't see any major honey leaking out. If I do, even just a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and have to rotate it over so I don't come back to an empty barrel and a messy, messy kitchen. I don't see any leaking yet. I'm gonna hold it here. Thankfully, we got some great people that are gonna be watching our house and our pups while we're gone. I'm just gonna let them know, hey, if you see a honey spot a quarter size or bigger under it, if you could just rotate it back over up top. But at least now we're trying to get full surface area coverage. At the 14-day mark, I will empty the honey out and add the Buffalo Trace and let it sit there and hopefully get some of those honey notes imparted on that Buffalo Trace. But we're leaving in 5 minutes. I will see you guys on this bourbon stuff after the cruise.